strip them away from us when we don't possess the will to lay them aside.
My God.
So it is important that we seek God before we pursue what we need to recover. Because 9 times out of 10, God will say yes or no. It's either going to be a yes or no. So here David says, shall I pursue them? Will I catch them? The Lord told him, yes, go after them. You'll surely recover everything that was taken from you. So David begins his pursuit. He starts out with 600. 200 of them could not go on because they were weak. 600. 200 of the men were too exhausted to cross the brook. So David continued the pursuit with 400 men. There are some people that are pursuing with you that are not capable of enduring. There are some people that are going to grow weak in your pursuit. And this word is even for this man of God. There are some people that are here now, but they won't be there when it's time for you to cross the brook. They're excited about what you're doing now. They're excited about where you are now, but they won't be there when it comes time to cross the brook. They'll become weak. They'll become exhausted. Some of them will become exhausted because their lifestyles will be challenged. Some of them will become exhausted because they don't want to take a stand for what is holy, for what is right. So they will not be able to possess the strength that is needed for them to endure, to cross over. That was for you, Bishop. That was for you. They won't possess the strength to cross over. You'll start out with 500. But only 100 will go with you to the end. My God. Along the way, they found an Egyptian man. Turn to your neighbor and say, that's my ram in the bush. That's my ram in the bush. He was hungry. He was with the bandits that came and raided the camp. They left him behind. Why? Because he grew weak. He grew weary. He couldn't endure. He grew weak. So he was what? Useless to them. How many of you have been left behind because you become useless? How many of you been abandoned because you become useless? I was an Egyptian, he said. I was a slave. They left me behind. So you go down to let's go down to the 17th verse. David and his men rushed in among them and slaughtered them throughout the night and the entire next day until the evening. None of the Amalekites escaped except 400 young men who fled on camels. David got back everything the Amalekites had taken. David got back everything the Amalekites had taken. Nothing was missing. Small, great, son, daughter, nor anything else that had been taken. David brought everything back. Everything. God said, they sung a song tonight. They said, God said it. That's what it is. If God said it, that's what it is. If God says pursue, then guess what? God is going to make provision for you to obtain. Pursue, and you will obtain. David got there. And it was no big battle. They was partying, dancing, singing, having a good old time with somebody else's stuff. That's a hurtful thing. When you see somebody, Beyonce wrote a song, she said, they call Ring Me Along. Yeah, she wrote that says Ring Me Along. And in the song she said, she gonna be rocking chinchilla coats if I let you go. What she say? What's the rest of the song? I know you know. Something about sitting in the back of the road if I let you go. She gonna profit everything I own if I let you go. See? It's a hurtful thing to see somebody take what belongs to you. Is it not?
Yes.
Something that you work hard for. Something that you sacrifice for. Something that you lay your life on the line for. When I think about Christ, it's the same thing. It's a hurtful thing when he sees us dying in our sin. Something that he sacrificed so much for. Something that he endured so much pain for. Allowing the devil, you're allowing the devil to strip you away. To steal your very soul. He got there. They weren't even in a position to fight back. They were too drunk, too high, having such a good time. They weren't even prepared to be retaliated upon. So they come in and they recover all. Now when I go down to is that the 23rd verse? Let's go to the 22nd verse, 21st verse. David returned to the brook and met up with the 200 men who had been left behind because they were too exhausted to go with them. They went out to meet David and his men, and David greeted them joyfully. But some evil troublemakers among David's men said, well, they didn't go with us, so they can't have any of the plunder we've recovered. Sometimes we are in a position spiritually and even physically that keeps us from being able to endure. That keeps us from being able to go into the battle. We start out strong, but some of us are bathed in the faith. So we're not able to understand. We're not able to take on what it is we're pursuing. We become weak. So David meets them. David says, hey, how y'all doing? You know, we got everything, you see. Then you got a couple men behind. Look, we did all the fighting. We did all the killing. We crossed the brook. Huh? We went to the end of the course. They only went halfway. Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give them their wives and their kids and let them get it. That's what they wanted to do. Here, take your wife and your kids and go on. You can't have nothing else. Just go on, take your wife and your kids and get it. How many of you have been treated like that? Because you were unable to fight. Because you were unable to endure. You were rejected. David said, let me tell you something. When you have recovered all, do not be selfish. A lot of times, that is our heart. You know, when we down in the gutter, when we in need, we need the prayers of the saints. Everybody gather around. We're going to have prayer. I can't pay my bills. Come on, everybody gather around. I ain't got no food in my cabinet. I need help. Look, come on, the president right in the middle of lunch. It's time for fasting. It's time for praying. We need prayer meetings in the house. It's time for shedding. Bring your blankets, bring your pillows. Because I need you. I need you. But then, when you get your stuff back, or when you get your stuff, when you're on your feet and you got your cabinet's overflowing, when you got more money than you need, you get selfish. And you forget the people that endured with you in prayer, the people that came to your rescue when you had absolutely nothing. So I charge you tonight, in your pursuit of your recovery, please, don't forget those who started out with you. Don't. They couldn't last. They couldn't make it.